What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's beautiful project on Nissan Silvia or S15, whatever you want to call it. This isn't your normal one. This is incredibly slammed, and we have some beautiful bonus parts from Multi to finish this one off today. We'll come and talk more about this in a minute. Don't forget to come and join us on Discord. Enter the competition on the official Red Dot Games Discord channel. You can win this one. Your config built into the main game or the base game will be available on all platforms. So definitely get in and take part with that. Do make sure you read all of the rules on the competitions page because entries that don't follow the rules are just being deleted. So do bear that in mind. Also, we're going to finish this board off. We're going to set up a new board on here, empty for that new winner to go onto. But where, once we've tidied this board up, are we going to pit it? Could we pit it up in half of this? Do something else with the other half, or just center it like we did with that one. Maybe move that up and drop that down in the bottom half, or vice versa, the other way around. Take up the whole of that, maybe. Let me know in the comments what you think we should do with it. It'd be nice to hear from you guys. And also, don't forget to hit that lovely subscribe button, especially if these are the kind of builds you want to see. Me restoring this beautiful Nissan Silvia with a few tasteful upgrades and a little multi-additional parts body kit. But let's jump back into this Silvia and talk a little bit more about it. It is the i4 double overhead cam SR20 DET turbo engine with 250 factory and horsepower on that today. We will be increasing it with performance parts. We got the car from the junkyard. It is in terrible condition with 213, nearly 214,000 kilometers on there. And we didn't get a good deal, but not by much. I don't mind that. 10,120 is what I paid, and I could sell it as it is for 9,307, losing out on 813. Now, we have got, as I said, this is Multi's edition. It's not. This is my edition, but I've used all of Multi's body parts for this beautiful S15. So hopefully should look pretty epic by the time we get to it a little bit later. When you use bonus parts, they don't accept liveries, so don't expect a full fancy livery with this, as it is a full body kit all the way around. It's going to be probably solid color, one color. What am I talking about? You've already seen the thumbnail. You already know what color it is. At this point, I don't know what color it's going to be. I haven't decided yet. So let's get into it. Let's get our little Silvia into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. Here we are then in the car wash with the Silvia. We're on the wrong side because it is an import. Let's get it all cleaned up, ready to go. What color is it underneath all of this dust and grime? Not really. It's a brown. It is a rusted brown. We'll leave it at that. Let's get the interior done. Get it back on the lift. Get what's left of that engine ripped out of there and strip everything else down. Absolute rust bucket up there on the stand. Terrible, terrible condition. Let's get underneath and see if there's an oil pan. There isn't, so we don't need to worry about draining that. But we do need to get this drive shaft out. You can see it's not quite lined up. That's my fault for how low I've slammed this car. I didn't want this drive shaft popping into the main compartment in there, popping through. So we just sunk it down just a little bit to make it fit better. And we will grab this little bit of exhaust. That's the only part in there, I believe. What have we got? We are missing the starter. So I, as always, will add that to my shopping list now so that I don't forget it. And let's get this big old chunk of a rusted gearbox out of here and then rip what's left of that engine block out. Let's get it back down on the ground and go and grab our little crane. Over we go. Let's grab you. Oh, let's try that again, shall we? Let's grab you and go and pull the block. There's not much left on it out of there. And let's see if we have anything left in this engine bay. We do. We have a few little bits. Let's just see what's missing to start with. We've got a small intercooler down here, a radiator, the wishy-washy reservoir, battery, power steering reservoir, ABS pump, and the module on top. A lovely little brake servo just there, ECU Type A, a coolant reservoir. We're missing the air filter, the lid, and all 4 clips to go around the outside. A lot of the fuse box is also missing. A lot of the fuses in there are gone. And we're missing the fuel tank and the fuel pump. And we were missing some parts of that exhaust, but this is all the easy stuff. So we've got no liquids to drain. I'm not going to bother clearing all of this out. So let's just get it done. We'll get it all stripped out, repaired, replaced, back in. And then we'll work on this beautiful bodywork, including them bonus parts from Multiply. This one is going to look awesome. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on our beautiful S15. We just need to sort out all of this bodywork. So let's just get started. I'm going to start with a floating license plate. That will make sense later on. Out with that fender, out with the windscreen here. No fender on that side. Off with the door. Nothing down there, nothing down there. Window. No, 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 no. A lot missing. Fair enough. Let's just keep going around. Keep going around. door. That's not a side skirt, is it? No, that looks to be everything. I was expecting a little bit more in there. Let's just jump in and get the steering wheel out. I believe this one is a front seat and a rear bench seat. It is indeed. Like to see that. Now, is that everything stripped off? 1% on there. That's always good. And nothing showing up on there. We have got everything. Frame is at 17%, and I bought it for 10,000. God, I think this is going to be a lot. I'm going to go 2,000. Nope, I'm going to go 1,500. 1,300, not far off there at all. We're going to let that go. We don't need to see all the body parts for the Silvia. We've seen them already when the DLC came out. So we're just going to start getting ours all back together before we head over to the paint shop and decide what we're going to do with this beautiful Silvia today. Time to get our beautiful little Silvia all back together. Now, most of the parts you can see here, they're not changeable, so let's just get around and get them all on. They are just what comes with the model. So we'll go around, we'll get everything. In we go, in we go, in we go, and in we go. And then we'll move on to them very, very exciting bonus parts made by Multiply. I'm looking forward to this one. I've been planning this one for a little while. I just didn't get round to it, if I'm honest. That was the reason it hasn't come out yet. So let's just crack on. Get all of this bodywork back on. I think that's everything apart from the plates. So we'll leave them and we'll come back in a minute. But before we jump onto the bonus parts, I'm just going to get all of the Silvia interior back in. It is all just the Silvia interior. Looking very good in there. So now if we come out of this mode, and let's go into here, interior and additional parts. We want to go down the bottom to assemble additional parts. All our beautiful green dots. Let's just start getting it all on. Front bumper on, there you go. Then we've got the left side skirt. Got to make sure you get them the right way round. I say you. These aren't available for everybody. These are all private mods because they can't be released into the game because they're bonus parts for a very specific vehicle. There we go. Sadly, we've also got the wing, which means you won't be able to play with this one, which is a bit of a shame because it is a damn cool, but at least you get to see it. Let's just finish. These are the bits I've added. The rest of that kit's all by Multiply. It looks absolutely fantastic. And then I just added a couple of little air scoops on the front just to make it that little bit meaner looking. If you're sort of down at eye level with the car, it does look pretty mean there. Quite liking that. And I believe that should be everything. So let's come out of this, go back into normal mode and check that we've got everything. 90%, obviously, I'm missing the license plate. So we've gone for VM plates with S for style because S15 stands for style 15, apparently. That's what I came up with. And can I not get the plate from... Oh, I can get the plate from there. There we go. Front and back license plates on. Looking absolutely fantastic. Let's get our beautiful little style 15 into the paint shop and see what we can do with this one. Well, here she is then, looking absolutely stunning in a pearl orange with some pearl blacks dotted on the wing mirrors, the spoiler, and then front hood scoops. Looking beautiful. And then we've also got the white interior. We've done a lot of two-tone in here, kept some of the greys that are from the original greys, but given it a lot of white in there. Even a little bit on the steering wheel. Ooh, if I can nip around there just to finish that off. I think that looks pretty smart. Plus, that's got some blacks on it in there. Very pleased with this one. Looking absolutely fantastic. We open the engine bay. It's orange and black in there. Probably not going to use too much orange on the actual engine itself. Probably going to try and go for black and white. It will be a little bit of orange because, you know, it's an orange build. So we're going to keep some of that in there. As for the suspension, probably going to be the same again. A lot of black and white in there, with just the odd splash of orange, you know, like the brake calipers and the springs and stuff like that. Hopefully it's going to look awesome, so I'm going to get on, get everything painted, ready to start reassembling this beautiful Nissan Silvia. Beautiful pearl orange on the body there with some black accents and a tiny bit of white, a lot of white on the interior, but we need to start getting the suspension all together. So let's get in and start with the shocks. We've got white shocks, orange springs, and white caps on there, all in pearl. They look absolutely fantastic. Let's get in underneath. And for the very first bit, we're going to throw this small intercooler under here in the black. And then I'm going to step away just to show that you can see that through that grill there. Or no grill as it's empty, but it looks pretty epic nonetheless. Let's get in underneath then. The cross member is in a black there. The knuckles in a black with the steering rack in a white. And the sway bar also in a white there with the lower suspension arm also in that white. I did say we were going to not put too much orange in the suspension, mostly going to be black and white. That beautiful shock in you go. Looking absolutely fantastic there. Then we got the inner tie rod in a black. Switch around to the other side with the outer tie rod in a white. Lovely little alternation there. And that just reminded me of the bushings. So we'll get them in. In you go, in you go. Then we'll get this sway bar end link in, which is in a black there, coming off the white into the black. Looks very good. A white knuckle cover with a black front wheel hub on there. In you go. Get that little bearing in. Then we got the brake disc, obviously performance parts, with the brake pad, the wheel hub in a lovely little white, with the brake caliper in a force chromed orange. Not quite the same as the orange on the springs, as you can see there, but still looking good nonetheless. That's pretty much it for the front end. So let's jump down the back and start getting this all together. The rear cross member is in a white, alternating from the front just a little bit there. Black into the white. Then we got the sway bar in. We've got that one in a little black with the rear knuckle in a white and sway bar end link, if I could get it, in a little black on there. Just finishing that off. We'll get the rubber bushings in. One small one down here. Two regular ones up here. Not that. There we go. We'll go for there instead. In you go, and in you go. Then we got the rear suspension arm. These are black, and they're all black. We've gone all black on this today. Not bothered anything. I did try this top arm in the orange, but it just didn't feel right. So we took it out, and we changed it back to black just to see how it goes. Let's get it all in then, including this arm's in the black as well, which is weird. I normally do that one an alternate colour, but it feels right. It feels right, so we're going to go with it. Shock absorbers in a black there, opposite to the front. So they're all in white, but the spring cap's in a white with the orange springs on it. There we go, and the lovely white spring cap on the top there. The main knuckle cover is in the white with the rear wheel hub in the black front wheel hub. It's been a long day. Wheel bearings in you go, a brake disc on you go. Then we've got the rear drive axle in a black on there, going through the middle. All the blacks through the middle, looking very good on there. Then we got the brake pad, and the brake caliper in there. Getting it all in, all finished off. Looking absolutely fantastic. Very pleased with that. It's very black and white. We'll get the fuel tank in. That's in black with the fuel pump in a little white just to finish that off. Looking beautiful so far. I'm going to crack on and get the other side done. And then we've got quite a lot to do in this engine bay today. So we'll crack on and get that before we go and build that little i4 engine. That's all the suspension finished in that beautiful black and white with a tiny splash of pearl orange with a little bit of chrome orange as well. What do you think? Do let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, smash that subscribe button as well. And while you're leaving a comment, don't forget to let us know where you think we should put our pin board. We're changing this one out. A new pin board will be going there. I say a new pin board, just an empty pin board will be going there. What should we do with our old pin board? We need to display it somewhere. Let me know where you think we should display it. But let's move into the engine bay. You can see the shocks poking through in there in that lovely pearl white and that fuse box up there in the black. All done in already. Let's just get the rest of this all in. So we got the wishy-washy reservoir, lovely little battery, power steering reservoir, the ABS pump, which is in a black with the module in a black on top as well. Now this engine bay is very, very orange. So we're trying to use not as many oranges as we normally would. Power steering, brake servo in, and the ECU type A in as well. Coolant reservoir in you go. And the radiator is just in that lovely black. No fan housing kit on this one this time. Last piece to go in is the air filter. We got it in a white filter. White base with a white cover. And then some lovely black clips just going around the outside. Select, thank you. Just finishing it off, making it look absolutely incredible. I can't get the last clip. There we go. I can't press enter for some reason there, and that is the engine bay all done. It is looking fantastic. And we step out, you can see in there, it's very orange, but you've got plenty of blacks and whites and just a little bit of, clear containers going on just to make it all look pretty epic. I'm very, very pleased with this engine bay, but now we need to go and build that turbocharged i4. So let's get in here. We've got the main block in the black with the oil pan in a white underneath, and it's looking pretty good. But we've got a lot more to go on yet. So we're going to just jump in and we're going to get the engine head on first, which is also in a black, thanks to the quality of life mod on there. Brilliant. Loving that. And then obviously you get some of them red accents as well on certain modes. Looking pretty good. We're nipped down here. We got the alternator just in a black on here. Then we got the water pump, which is our first splash of orange on the engine. There we go. Looking good. With the water pump pulley in a black on the top. The oil filter's in a black down here. It didn't go white and it didn't go orange, so I didn't know what else to do with it. So we left it like that. Fuel filter's up here in the white, and then we're going to crack on and get all of the internals done in here. We've obviously got 4 spark plugs. We got 2 camshafts. We've got 5 camshaft claps for each camshaft, and then we've got 2 cam gears on the end as well. So I'm going to crack on and get the rest of that in, and I'll see you in a second. Camshaft, cam gears, camshaft caps, and spark plugs all in. Looking pretty good so far. Let's get in and get the front of this finished off. So we've got the timing chain in there. We've got a lovely singular shoe just to go in on top of that. And then the timing cover, which is in that pearl white, matching the oil pan underneath. Looking very good in there. The crankshaft pulleys in a black, with the power steering pump also in a little black on there. Then we can get some of these belts on. A belt in, and the fan. And the fan I haven't painted. I've just left that one in its factory white, looking very good on there. Let's jump up topside then. Engine head cover is in an orange, looking pretty good on there. It's not quite the same orange as everything else. Bit more of a matte finish on this one, but it still looks very good. And then you've got the Nissan and twin cam 16 valve in a slightly more metallic finish on there, looking pretty good. Ignition coils are all in black. In we go, and in we go on there. Just sort of separating that all up a little bit. Intake manifolds in the pearl white, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Let's just get it all in. Then we've got the throttle on the end of that one for another splash of that tiny bit of orange just there. With the fuel rail also in a little bit of that orange, and that is all of the orange on this. 2 pieces left to go. Exhaust manifold in you go. And then on top of that last piece is the turbocharger, also in that pearl white. Looking fantastic. Absolutely pleased with this little engine so far. Not too much orange, very different to sort of how I normally would do it. I'd normally have base orange and then splashes of other colours. But we've gone base black and white with a few splashes of orange. And I think it looks fantastic. We'll get it dropped into our Silvia in just a few moments. I'm going to grab some pictures. I'll see you in a minute. Absolutely stunning. I love that engine. Black, white and orange. I think that looks beautiful. But let's get it off of the stand and let's get it dropped into our S15. In you go. Hopefully this is going to look pretty epic. That looks very good. Very impressed with that. The head cover actually matches the engine bay almost perfectly, which is more than I could have asked for when setting it up. I was trying to blend it in with the body color, but the head cover matches with the engine bay so well. The black and white and orange on there looks so good. I am very, very impressed with that engine bay. Looking so pretty. But let's get it up in the air. We got a few bits left to go. We got a gearbox to go in, drive shaft, and all of that exhaust system to go in. So let's get underneath. I'm going to try and click on engine. Close enough. Let's get that gearbox in. We have just done that one in a pearl black, matching in with the block on there. Then the starter's in a lovely little white. In you go. And we will throw the drive shaft in now, which is just in a black. It doesn't go white, and it was a totally different style of orange, so we just left it in a plain black on there. But let's get all of this exhaust stuff in. Does clip through there, but we're going to gloss over that. Lovely in the white, beautiful pearl white exhaust running all the way through here with that double tipped exhaust at the end. How good does it look? Pretty good actually in the white. Very pleased with that. This is going to have white wheels on it for definite. Maybe two-tone black and white, we shall see. But very pleased with this one so far. I think that's pretty much it. We've obviously just got to get the wheels in and get the liquids all topped up, get them windows tinted, and then get this beautiful car outside in the sun, all finished off, ready to hit up the drag strip. This one isn't about speed today. It was more about the looks and the design, but we're still going to do it nonetheless. See what times this beautiful S15 will get on the speeder board. Here we are then, all finished with the beautiful Nissan Silvia in that lovely pearl orange with pearl black accents all around the body, white interior, and those two-tone black and white rims. Let's talk about them. These are the Rim Retro 7s. 7Bs, should I say, that I've gone for today, and they're looking absolutely fantastic. They are in race tyres, and these are a tyre pack that are available through Payne's Patreon. I'll try and put a link in the description below to that one if you want to grab these yourself. Bit of fun. Just something cool. They work with the Quality of Life mod, so you do need to have the Quality of Life mod. And then with the Patreon tyre pack, you can get these beautiful Toyo tyres on there, which look fantastic. Anyway, back to the rims. Rim Retro 7B. The fronts here are an 18-inch rim with a 205 width and a 30 profile on there. Not very big at all, but I love the black and white two-tone rims. I think they look fantastic. Down the back, very similar size as an 18-inch rim still. Still a 30 profile, but these ones are 255 width instead of just 205, and they look absolutely fantastic. I love this car. That engine in there looks absolutely beautiful. Very pleased with how that one came out. But let's jump in and check out this beautiful white interior in here. It looks fantastic in there. Loving that. I'm on the wrong side, so we'll go around to the other side. We'll jump into the driver's seat. we'll check out this engine and the rest of this interior. Loving the white on the interior. I think it looks beautiful. Dashboard's just is what it is, but let's get it started and listen to that turbocharged i4. My favourite spaceship grumble. Really enjoy that. Not my favourite sounding engine at all, but little spaceship grumble there. Let's give it some gas. Definitely gets meaner at the top end there, and that turbo whistle is my favourite little sound in this game. Absolutely beautiful. But let's get this Silvia onto the dyno, see what the power is today and what its drag rating will be. Here we are then on the dyno with the beautiful Nissan Silvia Virtual Mechanic Edition, specially built thanks to all of Multiply's beautiful bonus body parts. That lovely body kit on there, looking fantastic. 250 factory horsepower. How much have we increased it by today? A gain of only 188 horsepower, 76%, so it's not horrible, but we did only start with 250, so it's not bad at all. We're bringing this up to 438 horsepower from our little Silvia. Drag rating of B at 306. Now, that is quite low. We've had some pretty epic high stuff on here to date so far, so it's about time we got into the low categories. We're going to do the B at 306 with this one today, so we'll see what a B-class competition will be like. Before we head over there, let's check out the gearbox tuning setup. I've gone for a 3.19 ratio, and I've brought this down a little bit. This sort of starts around here. It's a bit too long on the last gear, so I've made it a bit shorter to sort of work it out a bit better. So 3.19 ratio, 74 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to 310 in sixth gear. I don't think we'll quite get up to there, but we will check it out in a bit. ECU's fully tuned, adding a 16% ready to go. No carburetors. So let's get over to the drag strip, see what we can do with our beautiful Nissan Silvia. Here we are then at the drag strip. Let's just get into it. King of the Sands, 1 mile. No, we're not going A-class. We're going B-class as we're only just in it at 306. It's an 800 credit entry fee. Let's get that paid. And who have we got in here today? King Slowpoke in there. Arzezo Cortona. We'll forever say that name wrong, but there we go. Our first race is against the Hot Wheels Custom Chevrolet El Camino. That's a pretty cool one. Who have we got up here? Oh, we don't want to see this yet. This isn't available yet. No. Anyway, he's in a custom-built Mayan M3, which I haven't finished yet, so that's going to be interesting. See where that one goes. Good luck for you there, Payne. French Toast in the Porsche 911 Carrera 4S, the 991, whichever way around. That's pretty good, and that seems to be about it. So let's see. Let's get in, see who of these guys can make it through, and see if we can beat our first race against the Hot Wheels Custom Chevrolet El Camino. The Hot Wheels Custom El Camino versus our beautiful custom Nissan Silvia. One in red, one in orange. Who's going to win? Let's get inside. Let's go. Off the line. Come on, little Silvia, into second. Into third. Where are we? Well, we are pulling away from the El Camino. Definitely happy about that. Into fourth. Please don't catch us back up. I'll be really, really gutted. Into fifth gear. Still behind us as it stands at the moment. Hopefully we can cross the line, and that's still being the case. Let's get into top gear and see what sort of time and speed we can get across the line in our first run on the drag strip in the Nissan Silvia. There we go, across the line. What have we got? 11.904 seconds to the quarter of a mile. Definitely not the best time we've ever had on this channel. A 29.602 to the 1 mile with a top speed of 281 kilometers an hour. This is only B class. We are very low in the B class, so we're not going to expect to be breaking any records with this one today, but we've won our first race, beating the Hot Wheels Custom El Camino. Unfortunately, French Toast got knocked out by the Ford F-150 Shelby Raptor. I mean, that's a pretty beast of a car, or a truck, as it were. Pretty good on there. King Slowpoke made it through, so our next race is against him. I hope we win. No offense, King Slowpoke. Love you, dude. And Payne is still in the car that hasn't been released yet, and I don't really want to see. So I kind of hope he gets knocked out, just because I don't want the final to be us versus my creation that I haven't actually showcased yet. So let's get into it, see if we can beat King Slowpoke. Today it appears that it is a red versus orange. The El Camino is in red. The Arzezo Cortana, or however you pronounce that, driven by King Slowpoke, also in a red, against our bright orange Nissan Silvia. Hopefully we can beat it. Judging by the looks of it, we shouldn't. But let's get in. Let's find out. Let's go. Off the line. Come on, little Silvia, into second. I just don't want to see that Razezo Cortana pull away from me. We'll call it the F50 from now on. Into fourth gear. Where are you? Oh, it does seem like we're in front as it stands at the moment, but I can hear something in my headphones that sounds like it might be gaining. Hopefully not. Let's just get our Silvia into top gear and see if we can get a better time than from our first run, as well as winning, hopefully. Please let us win. Let's just get across the line before it catches us up. There we go, across the line. What have we got this time? 11.935, about 0.03 seconds off of our first run. Not as good, bit of a shame. 29.616 to the 1 mile. Again, not as good as our first run. And the top speed still the same at 281 kilometers an hour. That was close. Very, very close. That was a hard race, King Slowpoke, but sadly, we have knocked you out. Look at the difference in the rating. They are way up there. King Slowpoke was way up there. We're way down low, very at the beginning. But there we go, we've beat it. Let's get into the next one. See who we got with us. Well, King Slowpoke's out, and I'm a little bit happy about that, just because it was us or him, and I'm glad it was us and not him. Who else have we got in here? Obviously, Payne is still in my creation, and realistically, that should beat us by quite some margin from what I've done with it so far. Hopefully it's not quite fully tuned and ready to go. Hopefully it's less than the base model, but we'll find out. We've also got the Eagle R from French Toast in there, base model, against the Mercedes-Benz G-Class G-Wagon, the Hamann edition. Pretty epic. Can we beat Payne, though, and make it into the final? Well, there she is, the car that you're not supposed to see yet. You can't see much from there, so we'll just leave it at that. That is my competition entry, but it isn't quite finished, and there are a few more little details to go on there. Up against our beautiful Nissan Silvia today. You aren't supposed to see it. Let's just get inside and see if we can beat it. The Mayan M3 with the VM track pack on there. Let's find out. Let's go. Off the line. Come on, little Silvia. Can we beat one of my creations that is meant to be pretty good? Not overpowered, not massively, but we'll find out in a few videos' time. Where is it? It's definitely behind us as it stands for the moment, and I'm happy about that. Let's get into fifth gear. Come on, little Silvia. We can do this. Can we take the win and make it into the final? Hopefully beating Payne on the way. No offense, Payne. Love you, dude. Let's just get into sixth gear. Let's get across the line and see if this is our best run yet, or if it's not. There we go. Across the line. What have we got? 11.901, our new fastest time to the quarter of a mile from the Nissan Silvia by the tiniest of tiny margins. 11.904 was our best quarter of a mile time, so we'll be here by a tiny little bit. At 29.580 to the 1 mile, though, is definitely our fastest time. And the top speed, we've made an additional kilometre an hour at 282 kilometres an hour. Let's get back, let's see who we've got in the final and find out if we can win. Well, we have made it into the final, and I'm definitely very happy about that. Knocked out a few friends on the way, my apologies, and obviously we had to say goodbye to French Toast very early on. Didn't even make it through the first round, but one of French Toast builds is in the final with us. The Eagle R with the Jaguar base against the Nissan Silvia. Virtual Mechanic Edition with Multiply's beautiful body kit on there. Let's get into it, see if we can win. It's mean, it's green, and it's got a mohawk. That is the Eagle R, beautiful mod by French Toast. We have built one of them before. Check out some of my earlier videos if you haven't already, and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Best way to find all of these videos. We got the Nissan Silvia on the start line against the Eagle R. Let's get in. Let's see who's going to win this beautiful final race. Let's go. Off the line, into second, watching that red line go up there, into third. Oh, the Eagle R is pulling away from us. Hopefully, it's going to just drop off and it's not going to have the top ends to get there before us. Although I don't really see that happening. Yeah, no, I think we might have lost this final race to the Eagle R, which is a bit of a shame. But let's just get across the line and see if our very last run will be our fastest run of the day. Come on, little Silvia, you can do it. Across the line, what do we have? 11.945 to the quarter of a mile. 29.640 to the 1 mile. Definitely not. Sadly, not our fastest run of the day. Not even our fastest top speed of the day. The one that's going to be going down for the speederboard is 11.901 seconds to the quarter of a mile. 29.580 seconds to the 1 mile. And a top speed of 282 kilometers an hour. Let's go collect our winnings. There we go. 4,200 for coming second in the drag strip tournament, whatever you want to call it. Not too bad. Championship. There we go. The championship. We didn't lose out. We paid 800 entry fee, so we have got a little bit of profit to head back to the garage with. There we have it, all finished with the beautiful Nissan Silvia. Now, sadly, you can't get this one yourselves to play around with because the body kits have to remain private because they can't be publicly released on the workshop. As it stands at the moment, it's a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. This one did come 43rd on our speeder board out of 46. So, not the best, but it was still a pretty good 11.901 seconds to the quarter of a mile, 29.580 seconds to the 1 mile, with a top speed of 282 kilometers an hour. Still a very beautiful car. Very, very pleased with this one indeed. It looks fantastic. The question is, though, will we be able to make some profit from this beautiful machine? Now, I bought the car for 10,120 at the very beginning, and could have sold it at a loss of about 892, something like that. I can't remember the exact figure. But obviously, we didn't do that. We carried on modifying, upgrading it, tuning this beautiful Nissan Silvia, getting up to how you see it today. We spent another 63,891 upgrading, modifying, and tuning this, getting the paint to how we see it here today, putting our total spend at 74,011 credits. The real question is, will we be able to make a profit when we come to sell this beautiful Silvia? There is only one way to find out. Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, here she is then, all finished, still under 214,000 kilometers on there, all 100% complete, with that engine ramped up an additional 76% to 438 horsepower. Not too bad, considering I only had 250 to start with. But can we make some money? 142,642 is our sale price. We spent 74,011 in total. Leaves us with a little bit of profit of 68,631, plus our winnings from the drag strip of 3,400 by the time we took off our costs to get there and enter. Absolutely fantastic. Leaves us with a total profit of 72,031. And just before we say goodbye to this one, I just need to check out this beautiful engine one last time. It really does look fantastic. Very pleased with how that turned out. What do you guys think? Do let me know in the comments. But let's get this one sold and let's see what we've got next. Off you go, Silvia. Beautiful. Been a pleasure working on you. Taking us up to just under 69,300,000. We still got a little way to go yet. But what have we got next? Well, we're going to do another drag build next. This is a specifically designed drag build. This is the Ford Mustang. Not just any Ford Mustang. It's the 1978 Ford Mustang 2 Drag Edition. Now, we all know all the Mustangs are modded in by Payne, and they are all absolutely fantastic. We've seen this one before. I just haven't done the drag variant of it, so then we're going to have some fun with this one. The engine in here is the V8 2-carb overhead valve supercharged engine with 851 factory horsepower. We know that engine tunes up quite well, so we should be able to get quite good numbers from that one. Did I get a good deal? I did. 14,240 is what I paid for this one, and I could sell it for 14,965, making profit. 725 profit before we even begin, but obviously we won't be doing that. We did get this one from the auction house. It's from the bad auction house. It's in pretty bad condition. And that's it for today's video. That's obviously what we're going to be working on next time. I do hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, please consider subscribing, leaving us a like, leaving a comment, letting us know what you think. Everything helps, and if you really fancy helping out, don't forget to share this video and any of my other videos available on the channel as far and as wide as you possibly want to. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have an epic day, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.